Welcome to the award-winning Authors Show, where we guide professionals in crafting a lasting legacy through the art of self-publishing. We help you remove self-doubt from your mind with our proven process to become a published author. We have helped authors all over the world to publish their books since 2002. I'm your host, Umina, CEO of Halo Publishing International. If you're ready to become an award-winning author, let's get started. Today, we're going to jump in and organize all these book materials for your children's book. Let's start with step number one. Let's create a storyboard. What is a storyboard? Well, you can open up a Word document. I like to set it up as a landscape. This way, then you have a page on the left and a page on the right. The illustration notes will go on the left and the text will go on the right. You turn the page, illustration notes on the left and the text on the right. So what you're organizing, obviously, is so that every single important element is going to be on that storyboard, not only for your illustrator and for your editor, but for you as well. So you can start to visualize how your story is coming to life. Okay, let's jump in. What's step two? Step two is getting that manuscript all together before you even put it in that storyboard. So with that manuscript, I always like to recommend making sure that you're describing your characters. Where is this taking place? Is it going to be in a playground? Is it going to be at a school? So set the scene. Have some dialogue between some characters so it's not just one character and one voice. I really think the children engage when there's 2 or 3 characters, or there's 2 characters and a dog or a bird. You know, again, the child's got to jump into this story as well, and they've got to feel like, woo, this is a great story. I just want to keep on reading it. So organizing that manuscript, we work with a 24, 28, 32-page book. So depending on the word length, when you start to break the pages in the storyboard, here's a real big thing too. When you're turning those pages, you want to make sure that the text is balanced, where that you're not putting 5,000 words on one page and then one sentence on the other. So balance that out. And that might take some time in editing it as well on your end before we hand it over to the professional children's editor. Okay. Step number 3, illustration notes. I can't stress this enough. You have to have really good notes for the illustrator. Please don't say, hey, illustrator, use your imagination. Oh my goodness, it's not their book, but it is a big part of your team. So you and your illustrator are going to work side by side, making these notes. The illustrator is going to bring the notes to sketches, to black and white sketches. You're going to start seeing your story come to life. You might even get a little choked up like it's really happening. And then the magical part is when that illustrator brings it to color. So I can't stress, like I said, illustration notes. Let them know what's the character wearing, what's the scene, what's the season. Is it winter? Is it spring? You know, and another thing I've noticed too in my 22 years doing this is that a lot of times the authors don't know what to put. So they have the same scene on every single page. I cannot believe that we have a storybook, right, for 24 pages and it's all in the kitchen. Okay, some parts can be in the kitchen, but let's take this, you know, your characters in the story on a journey, get outside, go do what you got to do, but make sure those illustrations are there on every single page, bringing every single page to life with those notes. Step 4. Okay, this is a big one. We have to write about ourselves. I know it gets complicated, but thank goodness we can just start working with something, 100 words. Talk about yourself in third person. Lisa studied at, Lisa likes, Lisa has a dog named Francisco. Those are fun things that the readers and the parents like to know about the author. But again, 100 words, no more than that, because that's going to go on the back cover of your book, along with about the book. So you're going to need another 100 words talking about the book. This book will inspire. This book will teach you. You know, this is something so important because when you're looking in a bookstore, you've got 5 seconds to audition, right? To let that parent know this is better. This book is better than all the other books, maybe similar to your subject. So that's real important. About the author and about the book, that's also going to go in that storyboard. Every single thing cover to cover goes in that storyboard, because the editor, she only wants to edit, or he or she rather, one time all the way through, and it keeps everything organized this way. Then this is my final manuscript, and all the details that need to be incorporated in my book. Now, here's something really special, and yes, I encourage it. It is optional, but it is step number 5, the dedication page. Hey, when I started putting my books together, I looked at all the people that helped me. I probably could have had 2 pages for the dedication page. We got to narrow that down. So start thinking of people that inspired you to really do this. Take the leap. To maybe parents, your brother, your sister, all these people, your faith, God, anyone and everyone that got you to this point. I would definitely recommend putting on that dedication page. I normally recommend at least 4 to 5 sentences, or as you've seen in books, one sentence. I've even seen just a name. So this is really up to you and what you want to do. One of the things I really think of when I think of putting together a storyboard is you're the producer of your show on paper. So you can see this as a really, really important journey, but a really important steps to follow. Let's recap. Step number 1, create that storyboard in a Word document. Step number 2, have that manuscript refined the best you can. Don't forget, we're going to have to love it and leave it, because there's no way you can publish a book without a children's editor. Step number 3, illustration notes. Make sure you make enough notes for the illustrator. She has a good idea of what you're thinking of, but you don't have to go overboard either, because you have to remember that illustrator's bringing in some beautiful talent of years of experience putting together children's books. So she or he definitely knows how to do that part. Step number 4, about the author, about the book, 100 words, nothing more. I really don't suggest anything less. It really helps with the search engines, with bookstores. Step number 5, dedication page. Thank the people that got you here to this point. Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you're ready to publish your book, please submit your manuscript on halopublishing.com, or you can download our free publishing guide to learn everything you need to know about the entire self-publishing process. Start writing your legacy today.